what are some things that I guess you've heard or, that you're aware of now that, obviously interest rates are great, best time to buy right now, I believe. But in terms of the restrictions, there's a lot of rumors out there that, credit wise, it may, lessen the qualification for some people or, might tighten up the restrictions on what those loans are going to be able to be approved for. So what are some new restrictions that you're seeing, or maybe some openings that new buyers potentially can take advantage of or, need to be aware of?
Yeah. So as far as restrictions go, primarily seeing those on government loans. So government loans going to be like an FHA or a VA loan. And in the San Antonio market, we do a lot of VA loans. And
Yeah.
so some of the restrictions that we've seen there is mostly tied to credit scores. In the past, we've been able to do a VA loan with 100% financing, between your credits and credits we can give, we can cover all their closing costs. Let's say the buyer gives you a few $1,000s for deposits, upfront a contract. We've had several buyers go to closing and get that money back, get their deposits back. They're truly zero out of pocket getting to the house. We're starting to see some of that tighten up where we cannot give the buyers credits anymore. We're seeing credit score requirements tighten up where, we used to be able to do that down to a 600, a 620. We're really wanting to see the buyers at a 640 or a 680 right now. You're seeing different pricing thresholds. If they're below a 620, it's a case-by-case deal on, what's happened to the credit score. Is there a way to get the credit score up? What was the big picture of the loan? How come, we're at a 620 score? Was there a medical collection that hit that, should not be having the impact it is on the credit report? Or is there something else that occurred? So we're going to take it case by case on that. FHA is kind of the same thing. So we used to just go off of whatever our automated underwriter told us for findings and approvability. But now all of the lenders are looking at these and they're saying, there's a 640 threshold, there's a 680 threshold. If you're below the 680, there might be some overlays. And what an overlay is additional documentation we have to gather to provide strength to the loan. So an example being, we could have a 700 credit score on a VA loan and do 100% financing and be fine. We have a 640 credit score and do 100% financing, but now we have to show that buyer has 3 months of reserves in the bank. And so if the mortgage payment is $3,000 a month, we would have to show the buyer has $9,000 of money in the bank after closing. And
That's
so
a lot.
those are what typical overlays look like that we haven't really had those.
I was going to say, like, I mean, that seems like it's an incredible difference between, prior to 2009, 2008, where I feel like everybody might have been able to get a loan to, we have really tightened it up. I mean, even since I've been in the industry, I mean, it's completely different. And I think this
Hmm.
coronavirus has kind of given us a little scare into realizing that maybe we do need to loosen up some ends and, kind of tighten it up just to really be cautious and, hopefully not prep us into a position where we might have another, real estate fall of some sort. So in some ways it's good to see that restriction, but I think
Yeah.
there definitely needs to be more insight to buyers and realization to know that those kind of things exist and, those may be obstacles to account for.